Hi everyone, welcome again to Lilly Sky Messages. And I wanted to do a video on what you should be doing during Mercury retrograde. Now, from the video of do's and don'ts, I did mention some of what you can do, but mostly that focuses on the don'ts, right? So then you would know, okay, do the opposite of the don'ts, right? Because I was just thinking about it and I was like, yeah, right, really. Okay, so that makes sense. So I want to share with you the do's or what to do during Mercury retrograde. So it's a great time, and especially if you're a planet that's ruled by Mercury, Geminis and Virgos. And then also if you have a very strong Gemini placement in your birth chart, you can relate to Mercury and really feel that you care about how you communicate and how others communicate with you. And I didn't mean to add this in the video, but like, I feel like I should, I feel like you also can tell when someone is not communicating in the right way. Like we all can, but you can like feel the unsaid meanings, covertly behaviors that people do, those covert behaviors. So you can really sense it, and you have a high sense of what is said and what isn't being said. Okay, so what to do during Mercury retrograde? You can listen, you can speak less and listen more. So powerful. Okay, and it's just a great time because to just listen more to yourself, listen to others. And and since it's the planet of communicating, we want to make sure that we're just not experiencing things that we don't need to, time for self. So this is like a great time for ourselves to just relax, to just be by yourself. Sometimes you just feel like you need to be by yourself. And especially if you're ruled by this planet, you'll feel like, hey, I just want to be by myself. I don't feel like communicating that much. And even when it's not in retrograde, sometimes as a Gemini or as a Virgo, someone will just say, are you okay? Because you're not talking. Sometimes you just feel like relaxing and you're in your thoughts, right? And for all of us, we can definitely benefit from time for ourselves to just relax, chill, and so on. And it's also a great time to have like the mindset of no stress, just relax more. This is a great time to lay back and relax. And even before Mercury retrograde started, I felt that need to just rest. And I was doing a lot, but I really appreciated the rest, and I even like slowed down the next day, and then the day after that went back at it, right? It's a great time for self-reflection, a time for us to just like rethink what plans you have, what goals you have, and especially like even 6 months back, if you're planning from 6 months ago and you're like, hey, by June or July, you want to do this or that. If you realize it was Mercury retrograde at this time right now where I'm making the video, then you would know, okay, I will have to wait a little bit and really see it out. And that's why it's so good to have kind of like a forecast of your year to kind of see astrologically, what's going on, and then make plans around that. And with the self-reflection and the time to rethink your plans and ideas, it's also a great time to do shadow work, because that is a great time to kind of like reflect and to think, okay? A great time to kind of clear out anything from the past. Now, it's also a great time to do mindfulness meditation. Again, it goes in line with time to yourself. You can go to a workshop that's on it. If you have one in your area, watch a video online, practice it on your own, go to the park, sit back and just watch nature, animals. It's just a way of focusing. You could focus on one item. So there's many different ways of practicing mindfulness meditation, and it just puts yourself in the present moment and you're chill, you're relaxing, right? It goes back to that time for yourself where you're just, you lie low, you're just not really going, anywhere, being, involved in anything. It's a great time to really grow. And, um, someone turned me on to this a while back. Like, I want to say it was 2 years ago. And, they're like, I manifest really great during Mercury retrograde. And it's really using that time to really reflect and, get what it is that you want. All right. Out of that time frame. Now, going with the flow on any delays. So we know that Mercury retrograde slows things down and things can get delayed. So it's a great time to go with the flow. Okay. So if something happens, it was just divine happening, divine timing. Just let it just relax while everyone else is, you know, stressed out. You're shining because you're relaxing. They might be like complimenting you, like, oh my God, I can't believe you're so relaxed. Yeah, you can feel the anger inside and just let it go, or be stressed out, but you're like, you know what? Maybe, you are missing out on something that you don't even want to experience. So just take it as a good way. And I noticed that happening today too with someone. It's like they forgot something like twice. And I remember growing up, though, like, if you keep going back in your home and you keep forgetting something, it means that you need to sit and be still, because you're rushing into something that is not good for you. So just like take a second, even 5 minutes, and just chill and then go. Okay. And it was so funny because that's something that we say in our culture. And I remember growing up, one of my teachers, she said the same thing. And I was just thinking, okay, well, she's not too far from where I'm from. So, but it just makes sense. Another thing that I thought was a great thing to do is clean up. And I love the sound of that, So if you are a neat freak, or you just appreciate cleanliness, hello, then cleaning up. So, for me, it's like lots of different like papers. So you want to like lots of notes. I like to write. So, duh. So I would have to just get rid of a lot of papers. So, and I don't like that when it comes to mail, having a whole bunch of mail coming in that we just, procrastinate and put off doing. Anything like that is just, clean up. That's a great time to do that. And that helps you to have time to yourself as well. And that also helps you to manifest during the Mercury retrograde when things slow down. Working on old ideas is the next one. Okay. So working on old ideas that you've already had before the Mercury retrograde started. So whatever plans that you had, you might want to rethink them, relook at them, and say, okay, I got to give myself like another timeline or whatever, right? So looking at your plans and saying, okay, after the Mercury retrograde and after the eclipse season, it's going to be a great time to actually sign contracts, to really put things down, right? But if you need to get things done ahead of time, then do it, because the process was already started before the Mercury retrograde, right? If you have to sign anything, you just want to double check. And if you have to do any paperwork during Mercury retrograde, I feel that coming through is that you want to not feel too safe with whatever plan you're going into. Have backup plans and make a plan to probably change that plan in 2 or 3 years or whatever, because it's something that is temporary. It's not going to be long lasting. So you want to always kind of check in and make sure that you're being safe with whatever you signed up for. Don't look at it as like a long lasting thing. Look at it as a stepping stone, a chapter in a book, just look at it like that. So yeah, the big thing that and I feel like we're always growing and always learning, but like, I feel like the best thing that I've learned from each Mercury retrograde that comes up is whatever is going on in your life right now is really, how can you make it better with communicating, right? And communicating goes with also basic learning, because Mercury covers the third house for Gemini, which is the fundamental learnings, where Sagittarius, Gemini's opposite side, focuses on higher education. So what are the fundamental things that I need right now? Educating myself, learning, teaching myself. And when I say myself, that's an inward reflection for you watching the videos. Like, what are the fundamental things I can revisit, slow down with it, and really master it? Maybe that will come with like a new idea, and it will just launch you, you know, after June 4th. I mean, June 3rd. So on June 4th, you're just like, boom, I'm ready for this, you know? So it will be like a fresh new start. On the 4th, it will be a waxing moon in Leo. And that's like a great time, you know, because it ends, the Mercury retrograde ends on the 3rd well, yeah, it ends in Cancer. I don't know why I thought it ended in Taurus, but it ends in Cancer. Okay, so yeah, and it's like clearing that path for everything that you've done. It's kind of like you're investing in yourself in Mercury retrograde. You're slowing down, communicating with yourself. I like that. You're investing in yourself in Mercury retrograde. All right. So I never heard anyone else say it like that, but it rings true to me. You're investing in yourself during Mercury retrograde, and you're doing all the fundamental things that you need to do for yourself. And then when it's time for Mercury to go direct, okay, then you're like good to go. I want to put this, I want to see about this, okay? Then it's time to go, right? So yeah, you can think about how you're communicating with yourself and make it better. Mercury also has to do with communication, transportation. So just be mindful of traveling as well. When you're traveling as well, make sure that you're traveling to places that will benefit you, okay? Not where you don't want to go. So you want it to benefit you. Anything that you're doing around you, it also has to do with your local environment, like your local community. So whatever it is that you are doing around, maybe around your home and stuff, is benefiting you. You know that it's going to make you feel good about yourself. It has to do with your coworkers, even your peers, your classmates. So any kind of communication like that, you want it to benefit you, but I feel like it's more of an inward energy where you are taking notes, and make sure that you are literally taking notes and writing things down. You know, like when God, you know, God forbid if you have to go to court, but when you write things down and you have your own little notes and you're taking notes of it, even if you take pictures of it, email it to yourself, you know, in case someone might throw it away or whatever the drama is, right? But you want to make sure that you have documentation of things during Mercury retrograde, because that's a backup and safety net for you. But any contract that you have to sign or anything that you have to do, don't look at it as a long term forever, even if you wanted it to be. You know, sometimes it's not what you want things to be, but what needs to be. So I feel like that's a strong message I need to say in this video. But yeah, that's it. Invest in yourself. And I think that I love looking at, as much as I love, because when I first was introduced to Mercury retrograde, it's always don't do this, don't do that. And they build up so much fear around it. And for the last few years, I've been like telling everyone that I've met, like, get out of the fear of Mercury retrograde. It's not a big deal. It's not, don't look at it like that. What can you do? What are the benefits to a no? There's always a better and bigger yes behind a no. There's something better. The no is a gift a lot of times, you know? And what I've learned is how my Scorpio is placed is not to be, sometimes you can be like too late, you know, you said no, you're lost. But taking the higher road, kind of like, you know, this is very much like a Libra balance in mind, is that if a person says no now, maybe in the future they'll say yes, and then it's more like a bigger opportunity for you, and you can even increase your value to it. You know, it's like you said no here when it was 27, okay, and now, you know, it's going to be a bigger and better 28, you know, like you just up the price. So it's like, yeah, you can work with me now, or yes now, but now it's going to be even more expensive. Now it's going to be whatever, but it's not like an attitude, it's more like a self-respect thing, right? So yeah, and it's like more of a blessing for you. So you're at a bigger, better future self, if you will, right? So it's just investing in yourself. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I like this take on Mercury retrograde. It's a great time to manifest as well. So you're slowly thinking about what you want to do, and you can also, if you're practicing your spiritual rituals or you want to manifest something, then you can definitely do that as well using that uh, waxing moon phase or whatever, other things that you use during your manifestation. Great time to do affirmations and affirmations. Okay, so keep doing what you're doing. You're just slowing down and realizing what is most important. Okay, let me refine what I'm already working on. And you're not entering any kind of new things for 4 weeks. That's like a gift. It's like 4 weeks of really slowing down and laser focus. All right, so invest in yourself during Mercury retrograde. That's the dues. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. All right, peace.